In a world where the skies were tainted with the eerie glow of a purple radioactive meteor, the once majestic theropods of the land found themselves corrupted by its malevolent influence. Creatures like Afrovenator, Gojirasaurus, Dilophosaurus, Monolithosaurus, Majungasaurus, and Lilienstenus were now nothing more than mindless beasts, driven by an insatiable thirst for chaos and destruction. As the corrupted theropods roamed the land, their purple eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light, they encountered larger predators who had also fallen under the meteor's dark spell. The likes of Albertosaurus, Eocarcharia, Gorgosaurus, Maposaurus, and Torvosaurus now towered over their smaller counterparts, using their newfound powers to unleash fire and destruction upon the world. The once peaceful landscape had now become a battleground, with the smaller theropods utilizing their agility and speed to control the air and manipulate the elements in their favor. The ground shook with the force of their battles, as teeth clashed and claws tore through flesh, only to heal and regenerate in an endless cycle of violence. As the carnage unfolded, the corrupted theropods began to emit a strange purple fog that enveloped them in an ethereal glow. Their movements became erratic and unpredictable, as they unleashed shockwaves and explosions that reverberated across the land, drawing in more and more of their kind to join in the ceaseless fighting. The larger predators, with the dragon-like abilities, breathed fire and devastation upon their foes, while the smaller theropods darted and weaved through the chaos, their purple eyes shining with an unholy light. The once proud creatures of the land had now become twisted abominations, locked in an eternal struggle for dominance. As the narrator looked on in horror, they realized that there was no end in sight to the madness that had engulfed the land. The corrupted theropods showed no signs of stopping, their insatiable hunger for destruction driving them ever onward in their relentless quest for power. Answer: the eternal battle raged on, with no victor in sight, as the world around them wilted and decayed under the weight of their unending conflict. The once beautiful land was now a wasteland, scarred and ravaged by the unstoppable force of the corrupted theropods. In the end, the narrator could only watch in despair as the creatures they had once admired and feared tore each other apart in a never-ending cycle of violence and destruction. The purple glow of the meteor had wrought devastation upon the land, turning once mighty beasts into mindless monsters, consumed by an insatiable hunger for power and control. As the sun set on the blood-soaked battlefield, the narrator knew that the world would never be the same again. The corrupted theropods would continue their eternal struggle, their purple eyes shining with an unholy light as they sought to reign supreme over the shattered remnants of a once vibrant world. Words. 474. The land was consumed by a never-ending battle, a chaotic spectacle of destruction and mayhem. The once majestic and fearsome theropods, now corrupted by the purple glowing radioactive meteor, fought fiercely and relentlessly against each other. The smaller theropods like Afrovenator, Gojirasaurus, Dilophosaurus, Monolithosaurus, Majungasaurus, and Lilienstenus clashed with larger predators such as Albertosaurus, Eocarcharia, Gorgosaurus, Maposaurus, and Torvosaurus, all of them completely controlled by the ominous purple glow in their eyes. The larger theropods utilized their newfound powers to manipulate and control the elements, breathing flames like dragons and wreaking havoc on the battlefield. On the other hand, the smaller predators used their agility and speed to control the air, creating whirlwinds and gusts of wind to disorient their enemies. The sky was filled with neon-lit purple trails and foggy gas as the corrupted theropods clashed and clashed endlessly. As the battle raged on, more and more dinosaurs became infected by the corrupting influence of the purple-eyed mutants. The once peaceful herbivores and other creatures were drawn into the conflict, their primal instincts unleashed as they joined the eternal struggle for dominance. The narrator, a lone survivor who had witnessed the devastation firsthand, described the scene with a mix of horror and awe. The shockwaves and explosions permeated the air, creating a deafening symphony of destruction that echoed throughout the land. The narrator struggled to comprehend the sheer power and ferocity of the corrupted dinosaurs, their insatiable thirst for battle driving them to new heights of savagery. As the battle continued to escalate, the corrupted theropods began to evolve and mutate, their bodies glowing with an otherworldly energy. New contenders emerged from the chaos, with dinosaurs like Daspletosaurus, Allosaurus, Saurophaganax, Utahraptor, and many others joining the fray. The narrator watched in terror as the once majestic creatures became twisted and distorted, their bodies contorted by the corrupting influence of the purple-eyed mutants. The ground trembled with each thunderous roar, and the skies were lit up by the eerie glow of the battle. Despite the seemingly endless conflict, there was a sense of inevitability in the air. The narrator sensed that this battle would rage on for eternity, a never-ending cycle of destruction and rebirth. The corrupted dinosaurs, fueled by their insatiable lust for power, would continue to fight until the very end of time. As the last echoes of battle faded into the distance, the narrator knew that the land would never be the same again. The once vibrant and diverse ecosystem had been forever altered by the corrupting influence of the purple-eyed theropods, leaving behind a scarred and desolate landscape. Answer: the eternal battle of the corrupted theropods raged on, a never-ending cycle of chaos and destruction that would forever haunt the land. The narrator could only watch in silent horror, knowing that the fate of the world lay in the hands of these monstrous creatures, their purple eyes glowing with an unholy power that would never be extinguished. The once peaceful and harmonious world of the dinosaurs was now plunged into chaos and destruction, as the purple-eyed corrupted theropods clashed in an eternal and deadly battle. The ground shook with the force of their blows, as they relentlessly fought against each other with no end in sight. The larger corrupted theropods, like Albertosaurus, Eocarcharia, and Torvosaurus, used the newfound powers to breathe flames from their mouths, creating a scene akin to a mythical dragon's wrath. The smaller to medium-sized carnivorous bipedal theropods, such as Majungasaurus and Lilienstenus, utilized their agility and speed to control the air around them, creating whirlwinds and tornadoes that added to the chaos of the battlefield. As the battle raged on, the corrupted theropods continued to evolve and grow more powerful, their purple eyes glowing with an otherworldly energy. They emitted shockwaves that reverberated across the land, causing destruction wherever they went. The entire battlefield was shrouded in a foggy purple haze, illuminated by neon-lit trails of energy that seemed to dance and flicker in the darkness. More and more corrupted theropods joined the fray, their numbers swelling as the battle escalated. Daspletosaurus, Allosaurus, Saurophaganax, and T-Rex were just a few of the new arrivals, their purple eyes shining with a malevolent light as they clashed with their fellow mutants in a never-ending cycle of violence. The once majestic and awe-inspiring creatures of the dinosaur world were now twisted and corrupted by the power of the purple-eyed meteor. Herbivores and carnivores alike fell victim to the all-consuming chaos, joining the ranks of the mutated dinosaurs in their eternal battle for dominance. Amidst the carnage and destruction, a lone narrator observed the events unfolding before them, their voice trembling with fear and awe. They watched as the corrupted dinosaurs unleashed their fury upon each other, the very fabric of reality warping and distorting under the weight of their power. The narrator could only watch in horror as the battle showed no signs of slowing down, the corrupted creatures locked in a perpetual struggle for supremacy. The thrill of danger and uncertainty hung in the air, adding to the tension and suspense of the unfolding events. As the battle raged on, the narrator could only wonder what the ultimate outcome of this eternal conflict would be. Would the corrupted dinosaurs continue to fight until all life was extinguished from the world, or would some semblance of order and peace be restored amidst the chaos? Only time would tell, as the corrupted theropods clashed in a never-ending dance of destruction and death, their purple eyes glowing bright with an unholy light that seemed to consume everything in its path. The world of the dinosaurs would never be the same again, forever altered by the power of the purple-eyed meteor and the eternal battle it had unleashed. In a world where dinosaurs once ruled the earth, a catastrophic event changed everything. A purple glowing meteor crashed into the planet, infecting and corrupting all the creatures it touched. The once majestic and fearsome theropods were now twisted and mutated, their eyes glowing with an unnatural purple light. Among the corrupted theropods were mighty creatures like Afrovenator, Gojirasaurus, Dilophosaurus, Monolophosaurus, Majungasaurus, and Lilienstinus. These once proud predators were now filled with an insatiable hunger for destruction, their minds consumed by the corrupting power of the meteor. But they were not alone in their corruption. Larger theropods like Albertosaurus, Eocarcharia, Gorgosaurus, Maposaurus, and Torvosaurus had also fallen victim to the purple meteor's influence. These massive predators now used the glowing purple eyes to control and manipulate the very elements around them, breathing flames like dragons and unleashing devastation upon the land. As the corrupted theropods clashed in a never-ending battle, their surroundings were torn apart by their ferocious attacks. The ground shook with each thunderous step, and the air crackled with the energy of their battle. The smaller, more agile theropods used the newfound abilities to control the wind, darting and weaving through the chaos with unmatched speed and agility. The battlefield was a maelstrom of destruction, with shockwaves rippling out from the combatants and nuclear-like explosions lighting up the sky. The corrupted dinosaurs emitted a purple glowing fog that enveloped the area, casting an eerie neon-lit glow over the carnage. But the corruption did not stop with the theropods. More and more dinosaurs of all shapes and sizes were drawn into the eternal conflict, their minds twisted by the insidious power of the meteor. Herbivores and carnivores alike now fought alongside the corrupted theropods, their once peaceful existence shattered by the chaos around them. The narrator watched in horror as the dinosaurs tore each other apart, their primal instincts warped by the malevolent influence of the meteor. The colorful and diverse creatures that once roamed the earth were now unrecognizable, their bodies twisted and mutated beyond all recognition. As the eternal battle raged on, the narrator could only watch in despair as the once beautiful world was consumed by violence and destruction. The corruption of the purple meteor had turned every corner of the planet into a battleground, where only the strongest and most savage could hope to survive. Answer: the corrupted dinosaurs continued to clash in an endless cycle of brutality, their purple glowing eyes filled with a madness that knew no bounds. The world would never be the same again, forever tainted by the dark influence of the purple meteor and the creatures it had unleashed upon it. Words. 442. The once peaceful world of dinosaurs was now a chaotic battlefield, filled with the eerie glow of purple eyes and the deafening sounds of endless fighting. The corrupted theropods, with the glowing eyes filled with malevolent energy, clashed with each other in a frenzied dance of destruction. The smaller theropods, like Afrovenator, Gojirasaurus, Dilophosaurus, Monolophosaurus, Majungasaurus, and Lilienstinus, used the newfound abilities to control the air and manipulate the wind around them. They darted around the battlefield with incredible speed and agility, leaving trails of purple energy in their wake. Meanwhile, the larger theropods, like Albertosaurus, Eocarcharia, Gorgosaurus, Maposaurus, and Torvosaurus, unleashed flames from their mouths like dragons, using their purple eyes to control and manipulate the very elements around them. The ground shook with each step they took, and the sky was filled with the smoke and flames of the destructive power. As the battle raged on, more and more corrupted theropods joined the fray. Daspletosaurus, Allosaurus, Saurophaganx, Utahraptor, Megaraptor, Gigantosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Deltadromus, Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, T-Rex, Spinosaurus, Suchomimus, Baryonyx, Irritator, Velociraptors, Deinonychus, Synraptor, Fukusaurus, and Acrocanthosaurus all entered the fight, their purple eyes glowing with unholy power. The shockwaves and explosions that emanated from the battling dinosaurs seemed to warp reality itself, corrupting and infecting any other dinosaurs that came too close. Herbivores and carnivores alike fell victim to the madness, joining in the eternal struggle without hesitation. The narrator watched in horror as the once majestic creatures tore each other apart, their primal instincts twisted and warped by the influence of the purple-eyed cosmic energy. The sight was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a testament to the destructive power of unchecked corruption. As the battle raged on, the narrator realized that there was no end in sight. The corrupted theropods seemed locked in an eternal cycle of violence, their purple eyes blazing with madness and rage. The world around them trembled under the weight of their power, and the narrator could only watch in stunned silence as the chaos unfolded before them. In the end, the corrupted theropods continued their endless battle, their purple eyes burning with malevolent energy. The world of dinosaurs had been forever changed by the influence of the purple-eyed meteor, and there was no turning back from the path of destruction that had been set in motion. Answer: the eternal battle raged on, a never-ending cycle of violence and chaos that would haunt the world of dinosaurs for all time. The corrupted theropods, with the purple eyes glowing like beacons of madness, would continue to fight until the end of days, their power unchecked and unstoppable. And the narrator could only bear witness to the horror of their eternal struggle, knowing that there was no hope for peace in a world consumed by corruption. The once peaceful land of dinosaurs was now a chaotic battlefield, filled with purple-eyed corrupted theropods locked in an eternal and endless battle. The smaller theropods like Afrovenator, Gogirasaurus, Dilophosaurus, Monolophosaurus, Majungasaurus, and Lilienstinus, with the purple glowing eyes, used their agility and speed to control the air around them, creating whirlwinds and tornadoes that ripped through the battlefield. Their movements were swift and deadly, fueled by the power of the purple radioactive meteor that had corrupted them. On the other side of the battlefield, the larger theropods like Albertosaurus, Eocarcharia, Gorgosaurus, Maposaurus, and Torvosaurus, also completely corrupted by the purple glowing meteor, used the newfound powers to breathe flames like dragons. Their roars echoed across the land, sending shivers down the spines of even the bravest dinosaurs. The ground trembled beneath their feet as they clashed with their smaller counterparts, their purple eyes glowing with malice and power. As the battle raged on, more and more theropods joined the fray, each one corrupted by the purple glowing meteor. Daspletosaurus, Allosaurus, Saurophaganax, Utahraptor, Megaraptor, Gigantosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Deltadromus, Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, T-Rex, Spinosaurus, Suchomimus, Baryonyx, Irritator, and Acrocanthosaurus all entered the battlefield, their purple eyes filled with a thirst for destruction. The once lush landscape was now littered with the bodies of fallen dinosaurs, their purple eyes staring blankly into the distance. The air was thick with the scent of blood and smoke, as explosions rocked the ground and sent shockwaves rippling through the air. The sky above was dark and foreboding, illuminated by the neon-lit purple trails that flickered and danced as the corrupted theropods continued their endless and merciless battle. Amidst the chaos, a lone herbivore watched in horror as the corrupted dinosaurs tore each other apart. It was a triceratops, with 3 horns on its head and a crest of spikes running down its back. Despite its size and strength, it knew it stood no chance against the relentless onslaught of the corrupted theropods. But as the triceratops turned to flee, a sudden burst of purple energy enveloped its body, causing it to glow with an otherworldly light. Its eyes, once filled with fear, now burned with determination as it charged into the fray, horns lowered and ready for battle. The corrupted theropods hesitated for a moment, surprised by the sudden appearance of this new challenger. But their hesitation was short-lived, as they quickly surrounded the triceratops, their purple eyes blazing with fury. The triceratops fought with all its might, using its horns and sheer strength to fend off the relentless attacks of the corrupted theropods. It was a valiant effort, but in the end, the triceratops was overwhelmed by the sheer numbers and power of its foes. As the final blow was struck, the triceratops let out a defiant roar, its body engulfed in a blinding light. And then, in a flash of purple energy, the triceratops was gone, leaving behind only a faint echo of its final battle cry. The corrupted theropods, their hunger for destruction insatiable, turned their attention back to each other, their eternal battle continuing on with no end in sight. The land of dinosaurs, once a symbol of peace and harmony, was now a desolate wasteland, forever tainted by the purple glow of the radioactive meteor. And as the sun set on the horizon, casting long shadows over the battlefield, the corrupted theropods continued their endless and merciless war, their purple eyes shining bright with malevolent intent.